So let's take a look now then at adding a deposit onto a patient's booking. So you can see I'm already on my inpatient booking screen right now, and I've just got the basic information for an inpatient booking. But I'm just missing a billing episode right now, and obviously we are going to want to take a deposit, which you can see here in our required deposit amount field. So you can't take a deposit without first linking to a billing episode. So I'm just going to click on the plus icon here. And this patient is going to be a self-pay patient. And then within my contract, I'm just going to choose a fixed price procedure contract. Okay, so once I've chosen my fixed price package contract there, I obviously need to pick the charge, but this is actually the charge that I already want. So I'm going to leave that as is. And you can see within my fixed price package price here, it's showing as £8,595. So I'm just going to save out of our billing episode screen now then. And you can see that as soon as I've done that, my required deposit amount field has now been made available for me, and the price of my fixed price package has been automatically filled into my deposit field. So it's doing a lot of the work for me already. Now, obviously, it's not necessarily going to be that same price. So I can overwrite this if I need to. So I can just go straight into that field, overwrite it to be whatever I need my deposit to be. And then once I'm happy with it, I can just go and save the booking. Okay, so once I've saved my booking now then, you can see within my post actions, I now have a post action for take deposit. So if I click on to take deposit, it's going to take me straight through to my add patient deposit screen, which will look very familiar to anybody who's taken a payment before in Compucare. So it's automatically filled me in a lot of the information. So it's filled me in my site, my purchaser. I'm just going to need to fill in my payment method and a couple of other bits for references if I need to. So I'm going to keep it very simple right now, and I'm just going to pick the payment method of cash. And within here then is not necessarily that your patient is going to be able to pay that full amount at the moment. So maybe at the point of booking, you ask them for maybe half of the money. So let's set this to be 2,500, and this is the amount that they're going to be paying today. So once we're happy for this, I can click on save. I can then post my payment or print out a receipt. So I'm just going to go straight to post my payment and click on finish. So if I click on finish again now, okay, so back on our main inpatient booking screen now then, you can see on the right-hand side, we've got our deposit required of £5,000, but then you can also see that 2,500 of that is showing as being paid. So the patient still has £2,500 that they should be paying before they're admitted to the hospital. So I'm just going to show you a couple more ways then to add a patient deposit payment. So I can right-click on my booking, and within my right-click, I have the option to go straight to add deposit from here. Alternatively, I can also go straight up to the add menu, and I can go to deposit from here. So before we take this deposit though, I'm going to show you what it will look like for your users if they try to admit a patient before they've had their deposit fully paid. So I'm going to go to my admit button along the top here. And once I'm in the admit screen, and you can see along the very top here, I'm getting a warning saying there is a remaining deposit of 2,500 left to pay here. So it's not going to stop me from admitting the patient, but it will give me a warning for it. And you can see it highlighted along the top here. So users can continue at this point if they make the choice to do that, but we're just letting them know that there's still an outstanding amount of money here. So from within this screen, there's no need to go out of this screen and go back to my inpatient booking to be able to take that deposit. I can literally click straight onto this take deposit button up here. And once I'm selected on take deposit, it's just taken me straight through to this add patient deposit screen again. So again, I'm going to keep it really simple, and I'm just going to put in the basic information, but the patient is going to pay that full amount this time. So I'm just going to go straight to save along the bottom now. And again, I'm going to post my payment and click finish. And then I can admit my patient like normal. Okay, so now my patient is admitted to the hospital. And you can now see as well that in my viewing pane, my deposit required is now showing as fully paid. So it's showing as a deposit required of £5,000, but the actual deposit paid is also showing as £5,000 there. Okay, so we've just skipped ahead a bit now. And now we're at the stage where my same patient has actually been discharged from the hospital. So it's still the same patient. I've still got my deposit required here and my deposit paid. So I know that's how much has been paid to them. But I'm just going to quickly just bill my patient. And I can print my invoice if I'd like, and I should see on this invoice that it is showing as that £8,595. which you can see the total of this invoice here. So now I'm just going to go back to my post action screen. I'm going to post this invoice and I'm going to click on finish. So now my invoice has been fully posted to my patient. So I'm actually just going to show you the transaction screen very quickly now though. So in my patient transaction screen now then, you can see the 2,500 payments. So both of those payments which we made earlier on, I can see those showing in the screen. And I can also see the invoice which I've just generated now. So that invoice for £8,595, you'll notice I did no allocation on this prior. I just came straight into my transaction screen. And these two transactions which I already had, so my two deposit transactions, have now been automatically allocated straight through to this invoice that I've generated. So there's no extra steps that are needed there. As soon as I've posted my invoice, it's going to automatically allocate any deposits which I had towards that invoice now. For more training guides, please visit support.streets-heaver.com.